airlines have already developed apps to handle health guidelines for international travel. International. Are you open to the idea of American airlines, U.S. airline companies, requiring a private vaccine passport in order to board a domestic flight?
Well, we don't view this as the role of the government to create or mandate any kind of vaccine passport, but these technologies are there. Private sector is working on them, and we're interested in following that and providing any kind of technical advice or support where needed. Ultimately, the bottom line is things like the CDC guidelines, and then airlines can decide over and above that what they think is right to protect their passengers, to protect their workers, and to build up that confidence in the safety of American travel. But right now, what we're seeing is, thankfully, the guidelines are reflecting the progress that's been made with vaccinations. I think 4 million plus vaccinations just reported another record that are a big part of what it's going to take to make that safe return to travel.
A recent poll showed that almost 3 in 10 white evangelical Christians said they will definitely not get vaccinated. That's the second highest group in the country refusing to get vaccinated, behind Republicans. You've been outspoken on issues of your personal faith, otherwise I normally wouldn't bring this up, but why do you think it is that so many of your fellow white evangelical Christians are reluctant to be vaccinated, and what's your message to them?
Sometimes I've heard people I care about saying, if I'm faithful, God's going to take care of me. And I guess what I would hope they might consider is that maybe a vaccine is part of God's plan for how you're going to take care of yourself.
His ways are higher than ours, Bill.
In the end, I have to admit that it's unlikely that an official like me is going to be persuasive to somebody who maybe doesn't feel like Washington's been speaking to them for a long time. But this is where faith leaders can make such a difference. Pastors, the very word pastor, the idea of pastoral care is about supporting those who look to you for guidance. And usually we think of that in a spiritual sense, but sometimes that could also just be true for health. And so I hope anybody who is looking after a community of people, including a faith community, will consider ways to help guide them towards steps that can protect them and protect those around them.
Yeah, it reminds me of that old joke about God saying, I sent you the boat, I sent you that old thing about why didn't you save me? Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, thank you so much, appreciate it.